Hi everyone and welcome back to ProCentral, your communication guide. Have you watched the last video? If you haven't, there is a link on the left-hand corner of your screen. In the last video, we covered benefits and barriers of communication. We learned how listening and body language are important components of it, and the Shannon and Weaver model of communication. In this episode, we'll dive further into becoming a versatile communicator and learn all about different styles of communication. Look around you. Some people are shy while others are expressive. Look at your friends and co-workers. Some are so impulsive while others are argumentative. Do you think a standard approach of communication would work with all these different kinds of people? That is where versatility comes in. The ability to understand differences in communication preferences and adapting to make others more open and receptive is versatility. There are many benefits to being versatile. It helps you connect with others and create effective and productive relationships, because when you're able to match your communication style with the person you're talking to, there is always a connect. It helps you take on more responsibilities in challenging times. Challenging times call for better communication, and if you're versatile, that is always an advantage. It helps you become a better leader, since communication is the top priority for that position. It improves work productivity, because communication gaps are fewer. You're able to explain the tasks easily to your entire team depending on their communication style. It also leads to better business results from your team because they've understood all your instructions well. It also keeps your customers happy. Now, customers come in all kinds of shapes and sizes, and being versatile in communication can only be an advantage. So, how do we get better at communication? The long answer is watch this episode and you will know that by the end of it. To become a better communicator, let's begin by understanding the 4 styles of communication. The first one is passive. Passive communicators tend to keep to themselves and are not very expressive. When they express, they are soft and apologetic. Some body language indicators are they avoid eye contact, they have a slumped body language. Some phrases that you will usually hear from them is, "It doesn't matter, I'm fine with anything." A classic example would be that shy classmate who sits right at the back and never asks any questions. Second, aggressive. Aggressive people are just the opposite. They are loud, they are strident, they want to dominate conversations. Some of the body language tips are they glare, they point fingers. Sometimes they can also get too close to make you feel intimidated. Some of the phrases that aggressive people use are, "Because I said so," "I know better," "I'm always right." Think of that bully in your college or most of the villains in Bollywood. Let's move on to the passive-aggressive style of communication. As the name suggests, it's a mix of passive and aggressive. Such people are passive on the outside, but they could be resentful and angry on the inside. They usually resort to sarcasm, and they'll always deny that there is a problem. Their body language usually never matches their words. They'll usually use phrases like, "Fine, whatever," "I was only kidding," "Maybe you're the person who knows the best." So you see, their words really don't reflect what they actually feel. Let's move on to my favorite style of communication, assertive skills. This is a healthy and effective space to be as a versatile communicator. Assertive style is open and honest, with a healthy respect for the self and others. How do we identify assertive people? Assertive people express their needs confidently using I statements. They have no problem saying no to something that they don't want to do. They can maintain eye contact, and their body language is confident. This type of style is ideal. And this is what you should aspire to be. Someone who's fearless without being rude. someone who can clearly say what he or she wants while keeping in the mind of the other's needs. Among the 4 styles that we've learned about, the first 3 are problematic in building relationships with too much or too little focus on oneself. Assertive skills is something worth working on if you wish to be a successful professional and hopefully a leader someday. Now you might be wondering what your own style might be. Take a minute and think of what people usually tell you. Do you hear things like, "You never listen properly," "You're so loud," "Don't get defensive and apologize"? These things could indicate towards your communication style. There are several quizzes online which you can take to understand the exact style you follow. Now, what is important to understand is that you need to know about all the styles along with yours and adjust how you communicate with other people of a different style from yours. So why is adjusting your style so important? Let's look at an example. If you come across someone who is loud and aggressive, you will have to be a patient listener. No matter how right you are, jumping in with a louder voice is never going to help. The ideal way to deal with that situation is to let them finish, then use a polite and yet stern tone to let them know what you think. Similarly, if a member in your team is quiet, doesn't talk much, being aggressive with them will not help. On the contrary, asking questions would be a great way to draw that person out. So you see, adapting your style to that of others is the best way to become a versatile communicator. A deep understanding of the styles is critical for this, which is why we looked at each one separately and learn how each one looks like. Modes of communication matter. We're going to look at it later in the episode. It helps gain influence in your circle. By being a versatile communicator, if you're able to convince people, persuade them, see their point of view, it obviously increases your influence. It leads to better and lasting relationships in your profession. A great professional and a leader is someone who has long-lasting relationships, and being a versatile communicator can really help you with that. While working in teams, it helps to capitalize on the strengths of those differences. The loud and outgoing ones can probably go out and close sales for you. The quieter ones could work on research and planning. Here are a few tips on how to adapt your style with that of the others. Use the language that they are comfortable with. For instance, if you're in a formal interview or you're talking to someone in a meeting, it calls for a formal language. If somebody is feeling low, blaming them by saying you are the problem would obviously not help. Matching and mirroring. Matching and mirroring is a simple technique to get in sync with someone you're talking to and build rapport during a conversation. It doesn't have to be very overt, but say if someone folds their hand, you try and do that. If someone nods, you nod. If they make eye contact, you make eye contact. This is scientifically proven to actually build rapport with someone you're talking to and make them more comfortable. Use the right tone. Are you talking to a passive person or an aggressive person? Are you being assertive? Your tone is going to determine that and convey the message to the person you're talking to. Use appropriate body language. Again, looking back to how different people use their body language to project passive or aggressive or assertive, remember that and make sure you are appropriate in your own body language. Choose the right medium. Is it on email? Is it a virtual call? Is it a phone call? Or are you sitting face to face? Show empathy and respect. That is a hallmark of a versatile communicator, where you actually count the feelings of the other person as well when you communicate with them. Ask questions and seek feedback. This is the best way to understand what someone else is thinking. So those were the different styles of communication. Before I wind up this episode, let's also look at different modes of communication, because that also makes a huge difference in your versatility as a communicator. Now, we live in times where face-to-face communication is not always possible. Hence, it's a good idea to understand how the sender and the receiver interact in different modes. The first one, and the most common, is verbal, when we speak, and it's more direct. But remember that even something as simple as this can be complex on virtual platforms where receivers aren't personally present. This is where being adept at communication comes in handy. Like I mentioned in the previous episode, enunciate clearly to project your voice and confidence. Use the right tone to get across to the people on camera. Second, the non-verbal medium. The non-verbal medium is equally important. It's the body language that we spoke about. It supports the verbal medium, the words that you say, by further adding to its meaning. If you look back at the styles of communication that we covered, we looked at the body language of each style. That's how important non-verbal medium is. The third medium is writing. From emails to reports to WhatsApp messages and social media boards, writing can form an entire communication medium with remote teams and senior management. Investing time and energy in writing clearly and concisely is a skill that will come in handy at your job. Another important one is visual medium, especially when you present on slides. Visual medium can be quite effective in getting the message across and evoking the right emotions. It can be very useful in convincing your senior management to use your ideas or clients to give you sales. However, I want to warn you against overusing visual communication. We tend to go ahead and cram all our slides with a lot of colorful pictures that serve no advantage at all. So make sure that you're visual, but each visual needs to make sense. So that is it, folks, for this episode. But before I go, let's do a quick revision of what all we covered in today's episode. We spoke about versatility. Why is it important and what is it? How to communicate with all types of communication styles. We looked at 4: passive, aggressive, passive-aggressive, and assertive. We talked about how to communicate with each style by understanding your own style of communication. Lastly, we looked at different modes of communication. In the next episode, we will learn more about face-to-face communication and how it can help you be more assertive, conduct meetings, negotiate, and give and receive feedback effectively. We will also look at how to keep communication alive in these times of virtual communication. If you like this episode, hit like, share it with your friends, comment and tell us what you thought. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss the episodes that are coming up. Thank you.